at least endorsed. Was he pleased with the track that the city is going down at this point?
I think he's very optimistic with where we are. You know, he has been in his business a long time, so he's going to be cautious regardless. But he's very optimistic on what we were able to do in a short period of time. He was very pleased that he thinks that Sacramento has the right environment in terms of leadership, where council is, the developers who submitted, certainly the one that we selected. And I feel like he also felt reassured that the task force selected a convergence plan, not because the NBA supported it, but because it was in the best interest of the city. He had told me privately and had said it publicly that if the task force came up with a better proposal than the one that the NBA got behind, they would certainly be willing and weren't locked in to that particular proposal. They'd be willing to say, you know what, thank you in this scenario, but let's get behind this one because this is what the city wants to see happen. The fact that they both came to convergence, they both came together, I think was reassuring and something for him that he felt very good about. He's watched the narrative in our city. He's watched the public get excited about something. He was on the other end of it before, 2006. He saw the public just put their hands up and say, no, we're not going to participate. And what a difference a few years makes. And I think he's feeling the effects of that right now in a good way.
On the homeless issue, Mayor, the Sacramento Police Dailies yesterday talked about they've identified 79 campers within approximately a quarter-mile of Garden Highway in the last 6 weeks. Are we looking at another tent city popping up?
No, we can't let that happen. So we need to stay on that. I think, you know, one of the things that it's such a complicated issue. One of the things that we were able to do is when November rolled around, we were able to get winter shelter beds. So that was a very big deal. When the county's making all their budget cuts, the city doesn't have those dollars. We went out to the private sector and the county and been fighting like crazy to make sure we provided X amount of winter shelters. So we were able to do that. Now that the weather's getting a little nicer, there's people who leave and they go on about their own way. This is also why it's that much more important for all of us to find as many permanent housing units as possible so that people who are in some sort of shelter now, whether it be an emergency or transitional, if we can transition them into permanent housing, then some of these openings could then be filled with some of these people who are camping out in areas that ideally should not be happening.
Police also said some of the people have been identified as sex offenders.
Yeah, that we need a safe city, and there's no excuse. We have to have tough love. I've said it from one day. We have a responsibility to protect our citizens, and now you're bringing in the criminal justice system, which creates a whole nother set of challenges when you're releasing a lot of people who may not be high risk, but certainly in a category that causes concern for the city of Sacramento. And all of us remember a month ago when bus pulled up to the county jail and let go a whole lot of people. That has since been rescinded, and the sheriff has apologized and said that he'll do a better job of communicating out. There's a host of issues that are really challenging. At the end of the day, my job is to make sure that Sacramentans are safe and protected, and that we're doing everything we can to create that environment.
You said that 200,000 people in the community who were not insured will now be insured due to the passage of national health care reform. Where is that statistic from, and is there a staffer I can contact for more information?
Yeah, I'll have you follow up with Joaquin.
Okay.
We got facts. What I did know for sure is that there were 8 million people in California that were uninsured, and there were 220 some odd thousand who were had pre-existing conditions in California. So when we looked at the county or the city, how does that impact us? We were able to find that there are 200,000, 208 to be exact, people in our county who are uninsured. I don't know the exact number of those who have pre-existing conditions, so Joaquin can follow up with you on that. I think this is important too, really quickly, is that the city doesn't have a direct role in things that relate to that. That's where the county comes in. And some cities like San Francisco or Denver, they have unicities where your city and counties work really well together. That's an additional challenge that we have here, is good people work on the county, good people work on the city. We have our own challenges in the bureaucratic process, and then you throw on the county piece. It's very difficult to kind of comb through and create efficiencies, but the data is what we have today, and we're all impacted regardless of whether you live in the city or the county.
So spring and summer is upon us. We have a wedding date yet?
Yes, I do.
You can share it with us.
No, I'm not.
Location, colors, bridesmaids, anything, give us something.
There will be colors, there will be bridesmaids, and there will be a location in the western United States. How about that? You ask me every week, I'll give you another clue. Every week you show up, I'll give you a clue.
Fair enough.
Anything else?
Just, the ad hoc committee on the arena tonight, have you decided who you're gonna name to that?
I'm going through some last minute, I have decided, I believe, but there's one or two things I have to do before I can make it public, or else I would have gladly told you what it was today. But yeah, I have decided, and I think this ad hoc committee will be able to allow the city to do two things in a balanced way. To look and analyze things very swiftly, but on the same token, to be very thorough and represent the greater body of city council. There's a host of issues that we're going to have to go left and right and pivot really quickly, and I think the ad hoc committee will allow us to do that.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.